Recording. There we go. All right. So welcome. Thank you all for joining on this Saturday, bright and early morning. This is all about gamifying your lessons, increasing your student engagement with gamification. My name is Heather Miller, and I know Kathy, but I don't know the rest of you guys. So at any time, let me know what grade level you're in or anything so that we can show you exactly some lessons that would pertain to you and kind of get you on your way. There is a QR code here on the page, and that if you take your phone right now and open your camera and scan it, it'll take you to our links for Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff, because we are posting a ton of things there, and we want you guys to have that as a reference for later. And so there's a QR code on here as well, but I'm going to share this slideshow with you so you can have that later. All right. So I know you guys have probably seen this, our mission and vision, before. We're adding it to all of our trainings, but just a reminder that we are here to empower you guys as educators to innovate instruction so that students have the skills to thrive in society, which pretty much means we are here to help you, to walk alongside you, to help you create those lessons and activities or anything like that. So we just want you to know that we're here for you to help you out. And so hopefully after this webinar, you will feel a little empowered to gamify your lessons and increase that student engagement. These are those 5 areas to master. You took a webinar at the beginning of the year, or not at the beginning of the year, excuse me, at the end of the year, at the beginning of the summer, that kind of went over what these 5 areas were. And today we're really going over this practice and student development, and also the area of assessment as well. Okay, so just kind of going over the things that we're covering today, the benefits of gamification and how it can unlock a wealth of knowledge in regards to student learning and growth, and also just several amazing tools, websites, resources that will get your gamification going in your classroom. And when we're coming up with these webinars, especially for myself and my partner, Jessica, who's not here today, but when we're coming up with these, we want to make sure that they are tips and tricks and tools and resources that you guys can just put in your tool belt and use right away in your classroom, and you don't have to go and go to thousands of webinars just to understand it. So hopefully today you will just find one of these ways to gamify your lessons and kind of attach onto them and be able to add it to your lesson. So the expectations, just showing you'll be muted right now just to kind of take out that background noise for us, but please unmute yourself at any time and ask questions. You can also type them in the chat. I'll see them there too. And I just want you guys to have fun, enjoy yourself, because gamification is so awesome. So the other thing I want you to do is that right now I'm sharing my screen. So I'm really going to be showing you guys the teacher view of what these gamification games look like, but I also want you to play it. So if you don't have another device near, like maybe your phone or iPad or something like that, then I would highly recommend that you split your screen. So if you are on a laptop, like our teacher laptop, if you hold down the Windows icon on your keyboard, which is near the space bar at the very bottom, if you press and hold that and you press the left, right, or right arrow key, it'll send the screen that you're on to the left and right. Now, it might not do that at the moment because you are in full screen mode with this Zoom window. So at the very top of your screen where it shows that I'm sharing my screen, you have an options, drop down menu. And so if you click on that options menu and just say exit full screen, then you will be able to click on, Google Chrome and move it to the left and the right, and you can move the Zoom window to the left or the right as well. So you can try that out along the way. If you're trying to do that and you have questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help you. But this I use a ton, not just with gamification, but with just working in general, as far as, okay, I have a lesson plan over here and I have my template over here and I'm moving things around. So that's just good to know. Put that in your pocket. Save it for later. So you're probably wondering, what is gamification? Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but this is just a quote from NEISD, and it talks just about gamification is about transforming the classroom environment, regular activities into a game. It requires creativity, collaboration, play. There's numerous ways to bring games and game playing into the classroom to promote learning and deepen student understanding of subject matter. So a lot of times, I'll tell you myself, when I first heard of gamification, I'm thinking, why do I want the kids that play video games all the time at home to play video games with me at school? But really, that is kind of a way to get them into. And we're not having them play video games, but we're giving them that interaction, that creativity, collaboration piece that is a little different than just giving them, a Google slideshow or a seesaw activity or, anything that we're giving them through the day. This just kind of amps it up, especially when we're using Zoom. It can be used in the classroom as well. It doesn't matter if they're in person or virtual. So hopefully today you will see how all this can work and be beneficial. Speaking of being beneficial, here are just some benefits of gamification. It aids in active learning, so students are actually doing, so they're retaining more information. Also, going along with that, it improves retention. I'll get it right. You can see it on the screen too, but it's just that interactive learning games, and it boosts that long-term retention rate, and it improves focus and engagement. And also it just gives you immediate feedback as a teacher. So they are seeing themselves playing a game when really you are able to see, oh, wow, Sally over there is struggling, or Sally is doing a fantastic job and she's doing better than I expected her to. So it helps us to grab those levels of knowledge and very quickly and see that picture visually on our screen in just a very timely fashion instead of having to go through and grade everything. So how do you get started? Just assessing your students, kind of identifying those weak areas and surveying the class and see what they need help on, and review those areas that need to be reviewed. That's a great place to start for gamification, because they won't realize they're reviewing them. They just feel like they're playing a game. You also, and going along with that, you want to define the learning goals and just the objectives, and just making sure that the game pertains to what you're doing. And some of the things that we're going to do today are just for fun, but we do have some ones to show you that are more along the lines of the TEKS that grade levels are learning currently. And then you just want to also structure the experience. So you want to be clear and concise about what they're doing, why they're doing it. And then you're adjusting and monitoring as you're going, as far as the questioning and how many questions. And you just giving the awards and badges at the end is just awesome. It's great for them to see and boost morale. Very cool. Okay. This is just an infographic about gamification, but we won't go into all that. We're just going to jump right in and play. So the first thing that I want to show you is Quizlet. You might have heard of Quizlet before, but Quizlet is pretty much, I think about it kind of as online flashcards. It's a way for you to type in different things that vocabulary that your students are learning, and you can add pictures on there. You can, so this, the one that we're about to play, I don't even have a term. I just have pictures and the word on there. But you have a lot of different options that you can choose from. There is a search that you can search for different Quizlets that other teachers around the world have created, and you can edit them once you find them. So I'll show you how to do all that in a second. First, I want you to play and kind of get a grasp of it. So the students at any time, they can do any of these, from flashcards all the way down to these matching gravity play. But you as the teacher are the only one that has this live version. And that's what we're going to play today. So I currently have, you can see up here in the upper left, it says Quizlet Teacher. I have the paid version of Quizlet, and that's just because I was playing Quizlet so much, and the paid features were really, I think it was $30 a year. But I played the free version for so long that I just decided, okay, you know what? I'm gonna spend that $30 and do it. But I'm going to show you what is the free and what's paid, because like I said, I played the free version forever. And you can easily play all of this, what I'm doing right now, in the free version. So there is an option to choose between teams and individuals. So I'm going to choose individuals first, because this team mode right here is a little bit more challenging, which I'll show you. So I'm going to select individuals first. And then you also have the option of choosing whether you want the definition at the top with the vocabulary words at the bottom, or vice versa. You have the vocabulary word at the top with the definitions at the bottom. So I'm going to choose this way because I have just a picture up there to show you. And then this is the way you get your students in. So if they are in the class with their devices, they can come and scan the QR code, or they can type in this link and type in the number. But what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to copy this game link over here in the upper right, and I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys to just easily click on and open up in Google Chrome. And as I mentioned before, if you have your phone, you can just scan that QR code and join on your phone. Or you can click the link and just split your screen so that you can see my teacher view along with your student view. So I'll give you a second to log in here. And please feel free, if you guys have questions, let me know. Join on in. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and create the game. There are options down here on the bottom left, and that's just the option of turning on and off the music. I'm going to leave it off, but I'm going to just click on for a second so you can just hear what it is. Let it play. Oh, it didn't. It's not going to play for me right away. So I'm just going to leave it off. But for your students, you can leave it on if you want to. So I am going to go ahead and click Create Game. And the code, again, is still over here if you have students that are still trying to join in. But once you click Start Game, they can't join late into Quizlet Live. So that's just a heads up. And you can see here, everybody's an individual different team. And it's always a name of an animal for the team name, which I think is pretty neat. Kathy's a reindeer. Look at that. They're all S names except reindeer. So once you click Start Game, if someone joined late, it'll tell you, hey, there's someone kind of waiting to join in, and it'll just kind of have you refresh those names again. So I'm going to go ahead and click Start Game. So now on your screen, you see a picture at the top, which would be the definition, and then you choose the answer at the bottom. And I want you to try to get the answers right, obviously, but for one of them, get the answer wrong, because it pops up and shows you a window and says, oh, you chose this answer, but you should have chosen this answer. And so it just gives that student right away a review of, oh no, I should have chosen this. Then give it a little glance to my screen so you can see what, and oh, whoever Stingray, yes. So if you get the answer wrong in Sea Turtle, it goes all the way back to the beginning, which is another thing that I like about Quizlet Live too. Okay, so I'll let you play for a second and give a look at my screen to see what the teacher sees. Going. This is where I like to like cheer on because I don't know the kids' names. I'm like, sea dragons, you're almost there. Stingrays, you're catching up. You can do it. Come on, reindeer. Come on, sea turtles. You got this. Da, 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 da. Good job, Rebecca. Awesome. So now I have the option to click to continue to the statistics. And so right away, I can look and see, okay, Seesaw was initially confused with Google Classroom and iPhone. And I can use the arrows down here to go through and say, okay, the iPhone was confused with Seesaw. I'm pretty sure this is where you guys are getting answers wrong. But this is, as a teacher, I can look and see, okay, this is what we need to cover right away. It tells me that. And the reason why I told you to get something wrong is because I wanted to show you that as a teacher, I can see that they're moving along and then all of a sudden they go all the way back to the beginning. And I think that also kind of gives that competition, because there's always one kid that just barrels through the thing, but if that kid gets the answer wrong, they go all the way back to the beginning and it gives the other kids a chance to catch up. So I like that aspect, and because it doesn't just keep that front runner in the front the entire time, and they have to learn to kind of take their time and read and make sure they get the answer right, or they have to start all the way over, which is really hard for them. Especially I've done this with second grade, and it took forever for us to find a winner because they kept just answering so quickly. They weren't even reading the descriptions, the definitions. And so they were just like, click, 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 click. And they just kept going back. So it just also teaches them to read and make sure they know the right answer. Then down here at the bottom, I can see, okay, we know Google Forms, we know the projector and document camera and all that stuff. So I can kind of do that as well. Now, with the free version, you can click this option to play again, and you can go right into the next game and play it. With the paid version, I can click to play with a new set, which means I can choose between any other set that I have created or that I've saved, and I can just go right into there, and the students don't have to type in a new number. And that's one of the main reasons why I liked the free version, because I didn't have to give them a new number to, okay, we did a review of a concept, but now I want to do a fun one instead of having to give them a different number. But they can handle it. I did the free version for, like I said, a long time, gave them new numbers. They were fine. That was just more for me. But again, I can just click play again and you guys can hop right in. So let me just show you what that looks like. So if I click play again, there you are. Your team names are still there. I can click start game. Boom. We play one more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to play the team version of this game. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Now you've seen the individual, and the team version is a little bit different, a little bit more challenging, because you will not always have the right answer on your screen. So go ahead, I'm going to copy the game link again and put it in here, but you can also, if you're on your phone, scan that QR code. So this is what I was saying before about typing in a new number. So you're seeing how all that works. Okay, awesome. So now when I create the game, I'm going to assign random teams. This create your own custom teams, that is a paid version. part. So just with the free version, you'll have assign random teams. So that's what I'm going to show you. I can shuffle the teams. So if I think Leslie and Rebecca are, let's say, my higher students, or maybe they just don't get along all the time, whatever it might be, you guys know your kids. You can just shuffle the teams and then it changes them out. And you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to change things up and shuffle them. You can't drag and drop them, but you can do the shuffle. So now we are in 2 teams. So you're going to notice something different. And I always explain this and people get into the game and they're still like, wait, what? So what you'll see on your screen, actually, I'm going to just start the game so you guys can see it firsthand. So right now on your screen, you see a picture at the top, or what would be the definition. And then you see your answer choices on one side and your team's answer choices on the other side are grayed out. Only one person has the right answer. So if you see a picture, let's say, of a Chromebook and you don't have the word Chromebook, then you have to wait for your teammate to answer that choice. So go ahead and answer and see how that plays out. Tigers, you're going. You're like, we got this. Perfect. Da, 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 da. Kathy and Jay, great job. And again, I have the statistics that we can go through and see what they knew and what they got all the answers right. So there's nothing that we need to learn. Y'all did great. So you can see there, that provides more of a challenge, and I wouldn't play that teams version until you've played the individual version with them, because they're all like, wait, what? I don't have the right answer. But that's something that just also provides that opportunity for them to slow down and read and make sure that they have the right answer each time that they're choosing. And they're not just like, oh, well, here are my 3 answers, I'm just picking one, right? Which is what they do. Okay, so let me just stop right there. Do you guys have any questions about Quizlet? Please feel free, unmute yourself, type in the chat. I'm ready for them. Okay, while you're thinking of them, I'm just going to show you, here is the search. So let's just say I'm learning about multiplication, or whatever it might be, text features. There are all of these ones that are already created. So you can click on one of them. Click. Pulls it up, and you don't even have to save it in your library. If you look down here and you're thinking, oh, all of these are good to go, so I'm ready, you can click live and boom, you can play with your class right away. If you want to save it or you want to edit, that's these circles listed over here. So this one, you can't really see after I click on it, but there it goes. Okay, add a set to a class or to a folder. So that saves it and shares it with your class in the folder, or it's just an individual folder maybe that you haven't shared with your class yet. This next one is customize, and that's where you can go and edit. This one is to share it. So if I click share, I can copy this link and send it to my kids in Seesaw. I can copy this click this link and share it with my students on Google Classroom. And so you have a couple of different options there as well. But these circles down here are going to be the way that you share it with your students and save it for future reference.
Heather, do the links work pretty good in Seesaw?
Yes. Yeah, because they play it within the web browser. There's also, I think, a Quizlet app, but they can play it within the web browser without signing in, so they can it does work with that. Okay. So I'll copy this link and show you here.
Can you make it so there's more than one winner, so we can do like the top 3? Or
Quizlet, no, it doesn't do that unless you have the team mode, right? But you could see the rows. So you could say, oh, well, stingrays and reindeer got 2nd and 3rd place. But yeah, they just do the first place for Quizlet Live. Okay. The other thing is, if you have all of your things in the, let me show you on the side here, all of them saved over here, then you can go to those sets of your class, and you can see kind of, you know, what they've done and which students have completed them and all that. I didn't really need that information. I just liked for them to go and practice, just for them to, you know, just to have that review. And I didn't necessarily need to mark down whether they did it or not. But up to you how you want to do that. Okay, so the next one is Flippity. This is flippity.net. And again, I'm giving you all these at the very end. You don't have to write them all down. The flippity.net is created by a teacher, and he does all of these through actually Google spreadsheets. The nice thing is that if you are not a Google spreadsheet user, you can come over to this tab and say, skip the spreadsheet, which is nice. So let's just say I'm going to just have all these different places that we're learning about, and you can click on any one of these. So let's just say I want a matching game. Well, those aren't really matching. Let's just say I want to create a bingo or a word search. I can click on one of those. It creates it right there, and then I can print it out for them, or I can copy the link and send it to them. You can also refresh. Oh, the key is actually what it looks like. So these are not ones that, like the word search, you cannot play online, but they do have other ones that you can play online. And that's where, oh, these are just, it turns the words to fancy fun with words. So those are the ones I want to show you. So this is a Flippity quiz show here. And they also have a Flippity board game, and it just turns what you're learning into virtual fun. It gamifies your lesson. So I'm going to click on this demo here to show you kind of what that looks like. So you can play this in Zoom. You can put this on your projector screen and show it in the classroom. So let's just say, I don't know, one of you guys yell out something, a category and a number. Let's see.
Movies 200.
Movies 200. Okay, thank you. So who played Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back? Anybody know? So let's just say this was team one, and they answered, and I can say, oh no, they got it wrong. Okay, so team two, you have a chance to answer, and let's say they got it right. So I can click, yay, they got it right. And so I can click on there and be like, oh, it was Frank Oz, which all of us knew, right? You guys were just playing like you didn't know. So look, it actually tallies up the points over here for you, and so you don't even have to do it, which is really, really cool. So on any of these, you can just click on it. How many types of honeybees live in a hive? You can have the team that's going for it, and the team that is going to try to steal it. Now, if you don't want to do the stealing option because you actually need to know what the answer is, how many types of honeybees live in a hive? Let's say team three guesses 4, and you click on there, oh, it's 3. Then you can mark that they got it wrong from there. Okay, so probably wondering, all right, so how do I build this then? Right here is the template. So the reason why I really like this one is because the template is already filled in with the demo information. So it makes it easier for me when I want to go in and put stuff in, because I can see, oh, this is where the question goes, this is where the answer goes, and I can just fill in what my information is going to be. If you only want, let's say, 5 categories, then you just erase the category name and you put an X, and then it erases it, or not erases it, it just takes off that category for you. You don't even have to worry about taking all of these different parts out. So you can add the category name up here. You can add whatever question that you want. And if you have a question about, okay, well, I want to put a picture on there, I want to put a YouTube video on there, they have instructions underneath here as well, and it tells you exactly what to do. Okay, here's, you want to modify this, this is how you want to make it come to life, you want to publish it, then you get the link, it shows you all the steps. But here are all the frequently asked questions. So can I add pictures? Can I make changes? Can I add YouTube videos, Equatio for those math teachers? All of these things, can I embed an audio recording? So any of those things you want to add, it walks you through exactly what you want to do. But let's just say we wanted to, oh, I lost it, there it goes. Let's just say we wanted to do plain old type a question, type an answer. We typed in all of our things here. So you're going to go to File, which isn't, this is in those instructions, but I'm just going to show you. File, and then you click Publish to the web. Now, when you click Publish, it gives you this link here. That's like the Google link that's publishing to the web. But you actually don't need that. You just publish it to the web, and you can do that right away so you don't forget, because you haven't shared the link with anyone. And then down here is the second tab that says Get Link Here, very straightforward. And there is the Flippity link. So I can click on this link, and now I can see my live Flippity game board. And you can see there, because I put an X in that column, I don't have that little potpourri column anymore. It just says 5 of them. And also, if you want to just go up to 400, you just put an X in these in this row here, and then it will take that out as well. And that's all in the instructions that I was showing you before. So you just put X's, and then they won't show up. Okay. So do you have any questions or want me to show you anything else about Flippity?
I do have one question. As far as,
Ask away.
does it have to be published to the web?
Yes.
And the reason I'm asking that
Sorry.
is, like, if we wanted to do it, if I wanted to maybe do a personal type game with personal questions, you know,
So
like I live.
The publish to the web isn't like someone can search for it and find it.
Okay.
It's just more, it doesn't give them, like if I clicked here on this publish to the web link, this is more, okay, I'm going to take this link and I'm going to put it into my, you know, social media account or web page, and it gives them more of a user-friendly view of the document instead of the view. So you can see here that whoever's viewing this, they don't have view only, they don't have the file, that's it. It doesn't like put it into a list of all these shared things. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when you click publish to the web, it's just more, oh, you want a user-friendly link rather than sending them this is really what that's doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Good question. Good question. So I only showed you this quiz show, but they have a ton. They have a random name picker, which is pretty cool because that's not a gamification thing, but it's nice for just classroom management. You can easily make, okay, I want groups of 4, and it makes groups of 4 for you. Or I want to, like this one, like I want to change it up. I want to print it out. I want, I want 2 teams. I want a seating chart. I mean, all the things. I want a lineup of different people. So that kind of gives you, I mean, there's tons of different things that you can add. And then also you can send it to like Fun with Words, which is that one I was showing you before that gives their name a fancy look. So you can write their names. And it's an image, so you can actually copy that image and put it into Google Slides for Google Classroom, or copy and paste it into Seesaw for something that they're doing as well. this is like, this makes me think if you're talking about textures or something, it would just be real fun. And you can change it. They have Legos, they have license plates, periodic tables. I mean, really, really fun things. The other thing, you can send it to manipulatives as well. And so they can change these up. So let's just say you were putting words in there. They can put, move these around and put them in alphabetical order and all that. So like in Seesaw, you can already do that, but Google Classroom, you could link this and then they could do that, take a picture of it. So many different options. So I'm not going to dive, this is not a flippity webinar, but I want to just show you there's so many things in there, but the game show is just the one I wanted to show you there. This is the board game. So you can always click demo and see what it looks like. And it'll just kind of walk you through. There's a dice over here that they roll. They can move their little pawn. Just very, very cool and interactive for them. And then once they get to wherever they're going, however, they can pick a card. I mean, you guys know that answer, right? So anyway, however you want to play it, you can set that up that way. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is Nearpod, and you might have heard of Nearpod before. It's similar to Pear Deck, but they have a new thing that I think is so fun. It's called Time to Climb. So I'm going to, let me just save those changes there. I'm going to play this one with you guys and show you, then I'm going to show you how that Nearpod is actually attached to Google Slides, which makes it real easy since we're in Google all the time. Pear Deck and Nearpod, like I said, are very similar, and they are both able to add on right into a Google Slides presentation that you're creating. All right, so I'm going to choose Teach. I'm going to choose my teaching mode. So here I'm live and Zoom. Again, if you want, you can do student paced on this one, but this one is so much more fun if it's live participation. So I'm going to click live and Zoom. You can see, come on. There we go. Now, because I click live and Zoom, you can create a Zoom meeting right from Nearpod, but you don't have to. If that was like a random thing you wanted to do, you can do that. But I'm just going to click this link down here and share it with you guys. I'm going to click copy. So the live presentation or the live with Zoom, it's going to give you the exact same thing. It's just this one, the live with Zoom is just letting you create a Zoom meeting in there. All right, so you can either go to join.nearpod.com or you can type in the code, or you can click on the link in the chat. If I close it out, it's good. We're going to do a Halloween themed one. All right, I'm waiting for you guys. The code is also up here in 93J4. I like your character. Who is that? Kathy, good job.
Too cute.
Yeah, so every time, like, it doesn't have to be Halloween themed, but they pick their little characters. They have regular ones, they have penguins and stuff like that too. So you can pick your different themes that you want to do. Oh, here comes somebody else. Leslie's there. Rebecca's there. Where's Shay? She's lost.
I'm going, it's just going slow.
No, it's all right. No worries. So what is going to happen here is it's similar to Quizlet Live, where you have the questions on your screen, but instead of it showing those little circles on my teacher's screen, it's actually, we are going to be climbing this hill to the haunted house. So you're going to see your little characters climb the hill as you answer questions. So I'm going to go ahead and choose start. Choose start. These are all about baby animals, by the way. I didn't tell you what you're being quizzed on. So as oh, that music is so loud. I'm gonna turn that down. There, you're moving up the hill. I like it. So I do have at the very bottom, I can actually hide your name. So if you feel like you don't want your students to see each other's names, you can click hide and they can't click on which character is which character, right? But I'm just going to show the names for now so you can see. Look at you guys moving up the hill. You know your baby animals. How about this wee hair? Kathy, you know your baby animals, friend.
I love animals. What can I say?
You've been studying. How did you know?
That was a good guess.
Okay, I'm gonna do like one more and then we'll stop. You guys get the point.
This is too cute.
So I'm gonna end it. I'll see if it shows the winners. Oh, bummer. It doesn't. Okay, but at the very end, you know what? Let me play this one because it's shorter. It's only like 3 questions. But I do want to show you this one. As you can see here, it says time to climb, animal classifications, because over here on the left there is a Nearpod library. When you sign in with your teacher account. And I have the free version of Nearpod right now. There are premium packages, the paid stuff, but all of these things here are free. So they have a section right here called Time to Climb. And I just clicked on that one right there. And it gives you, okay, which grade levels are you focusing on? So let's just say I'm going to do 3 through 5. And then it gives you all of the time to climbs that Nearpod has created already for you. You can go in there and add more questions, but look, they have science, math, social studies, all of these ones that it already, English, language art, point of view, characters, so that it's already there and ready for you. And so when you find one, excuse me, that you want, let's just say that I want, I don't know, Earth's landforms. When you click on there, it gives you a preview of what the lesson's going to be, so you can decide if you want to share it or save it to your library or not. So this just gives you a preview. You have little arrows here that you can kind of rummage through and see, okay, this activity is covering this. Here is the time to climb game, and I can go through and see what each of these options are. Oh, this looks really good. So I'm going to choose add to my library. Okay, so now it's in my library. So I'm just going to click show in my library because that way I can go ahead and start the lesson. All right, so again, you have the live participation and student paced. The student paced, they're just going to answer those questions on their own. But I think for this one, this time to climb, it's so much more fun and interesting for them to see their little character climb with their other friends as they go up. So I'm going to click on live participation again. All right. So again, I have that code. I'm just going to copy the link and give it to you, but you can also just have your students go to joinnearpod.com and type in that code as well. So there is the link to the game. And this one only has a few questions because I want to show you what it looks like at the very end. Actually, I think I just gave you the code to the Nearpod. We'll see if you can play when you're in here. Let's see. Okay, so this one, I didn't show you this before because y'all were signing in, but these are the settings that you can turn on. So you can randomize answers. You can also set it to a different theme. So here's underwater, space, Himalayas. Okay, so somebody yell out a theme that you guys want to do. We already did Halloween, as you guys know. What do you think?
Underwater?
Underwater, okay. There you go. You also have the sound on there. You can turn that on and off. So I'm going to click continue. There we go. So you guys should be able to get in there since you're in the Nearpod. There he goes. Perfect. Look at your little underwater characters. I love it. Oh, man. Okay, so go ahead to click start here. Same thing, except we have less answers. I just want to show you what it looks like at the end. I mean, less questions. And it does have a timer, but if all the kids answer the question, it moves on. Oh, this one was more tricky. Last question. We get to see. Did it do it for you guys? Who was first and second, third?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it's showing
Oh,
like
okay,
the
good.
little.
Wait, why isn't it showing me? But you guys get to see like the little characters coming up on the 1, 2, and 3. So awesome. All right, so then I can go on to the next thing, and this just more Nearpod slides that you can add in there afterwards that the kids can answer. So they're joining not just the time to climb game, but they're joining the whole Nearpod slideshow. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this one. So the next thing I want to show you, actually, the last thing I was going to show you is Genially here. So Genially is a website a lot of people don't know about, but I think it's so beneficial because it has already created gamification games that you can take right away and add to your class. So I'm going to go here and I have the free account of this. The only one I have a paid version of is the Quizlet Live. But this one I have a free version, so I'm just choosing create a Genially. And it gives you a lot of different options on here. Thank you. My computer was dying and my husband brought me my charger. So you have a lot of different options that you can venture into later, but we're going to look into this one, gamification, right here. So they have click to action. So I'm just going to preview one of these. So I can preview it just by clicking on it. And it will show you exactly what this template looks like. So it has something here. So let's just say I'm going to go down, and then it shows you the picture. And then I have an up, and then it shows you the picture there. So it's just an interactive, clickable thing that you can put into Google Classroom or Seesaw very easily. So all of these are already created for you, and then you just go and change out the words, or if you want a different picture. So here are the fun parts. These are different games that you can set up for your students, which is really awesome. So like, let's just say here's a farm quiz. And again, you can click on any of these, and I'm going to click start here. And so they have the question and they also have the answer. And as you can see here, it says right answer, wrong answer, because whenever you click on one of these, it's going to take you to the screen. So I click wrong answer, it's like, oh no, I got the wrong answer. Then right answer, it gives you like a little puppy dog. Now, the very bottom things are breakout rooms, which I think are just a really fun way to get your students motivated and to work as a team as well. But what I want to show you is that, as I mentioned before, I have the free version and all of these stars are the paid version. And so I get very tempted by all of these star ones here. So I go to the top and just select free. And then that way, when I'm scrolling through and I find something, you can see there's still a ton of options. But when I find something, I know that I can use it right away. And I'm not just tempted by all of the things that I don't have. Now, if you have a partner, a co-teacher, friend who has a paid version and you guys work together, you both don't have to have a paid version to have one of those. So my friend Jessica, who is going to be teaching this with us today, but she has the paid version and she just has me as a collaborator. So I get the benefits of the paid version. So that's a workaround. But they have, look, this is like a Jumanji game and all of that that you can set up and do. I had a PE coach, I think I actually have it in my library to show you, but she did a Jumanji game because she wanted the kids to play with their parents at home. And so each little spot on the game was like, do 12 jumping jacks, or, you know, go and run to the kitchen, come back or something. So she changed each of these little spots. So when so you roll the dice here, and then you move your little, oh, there we go. So you move your little player over and then you get to all the different places on there. Whatever template you want to use template and it saves it to your library. So what I want to show you is the breakout room, because we've kind of done these types of games in the other Flippity and all that. So breakout room, this one right here, escape game education, is one I would start with just because it is already set up for you and it makes it so easy just to fill in your information. This one is going to be more math related, but you can make it reading, science, social studies, anything. So I'm going to just choose use template. Use this template and we are going to play it. And it's going to take forever because I have so many tabs open. Maybe I should close those out. Just close. Trying to run all my games at the same time. Okay, so And what I want to show you is I'm actually not going to make any changes to this template because I want to show you how set up and ready it already is for you, and that you can just take it and go. Now, you'll get to some get to some parts that are going to be in a different language or whatnot, but you'll see where it says right answer, wrong answer, wrong answer. So you know right away as a teacher, okay, this is where I'm putting the information, this is how I fill it in, and this is how I can share it with my students. Wow, it's making us wait. Come on, breakout room. Let me try again. Okay, well, while that's spinning, oh, there it is. I was going to show you something. Go to my panel. Here we go. Okay, so these are all, like you saw at the very beginning, these are all the creations that I have created. Not all of them are breakout rooms. This is actually a GT teacher created this one and made it kind of a clickable board, like that interactive Bitmoji classroom type thing as well. This is one that's a bulletin board that is interactive that you can put into Seesaw or Google Classroom. So I'm going to just click on this one. This is that template that we just created. And I'm not going to, like I mentioned before, I'm not going to edit because I just want you to see right away what it looks like. So I'm going to put the link into the chat so all of you guys can hop in. So I'll show you how to share that link with your students in a minute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so while that's loading up here, I'm going to show you guys what you get to take away today, which is fun. This is a Google slideshow that I created to show you guys. You know what? I'm just going to close all these things out. Maybe that will be better. Hopefully. We were doing so good. Okay, here we go. So you have all this information here. You can change characters of the game. You can, include the information in the instructions. Over on the left side, oh, thank you, Thomas. Here we go. Over on the left side, you can add images and different interactive elements. And I'm not going to go into all that right now because I want you to see how easily this game can be played with your students. So right here, it says all set because right now you're kind of in the draft mode of creating this. So I'm just going to name this webinar breakout. And I'm going to click all set. And so now you can see over here, there are stars, and that, again, remember that's the premium version. But this public online, so this is really, I haven't had any issues with this as far as like you're making it public, but it's really you're giving the link to your students so that they can look for it. And then you have title and all that. So I'm just choosing this link so that my students are able to click on it easily, choosing all set. And then right here in the middle, I'm going to choose to share it. And I'm copying this link to give you guys today. This is also the link that you would put into Seesaw. If you click on others, then they have a link that you can click on to go to Google Classroom as well, or you can share your creation with your teammates through Teams. So I'm going to click on this link, choose copy, and now I'm going to go to our chat and paste it in. Again, you can add that link right into your Seesaw class or Google Classroom class as well. So go ahead and click on that link. I am going to view it just like you guys are here. So when you open it, it should open in that preview mode. So go ahead and click, and I can't see that you're in there. We're in different spaces. So just go ahead and click start, and let's kind of work through this together. We only have a few more minutes left in class, so we're not going to spend a ton of time, but let's just do the first mission together. So when you click start, you have 4 missions and then your final mission. So let's all click on mission number 1, and then someone tell us the answer. Who knows?
I think I jumped ahead.
Oh, well, we'll just do this one so you can see. So 7 times what equals 98? You might know. You guys are like, it's too early and I'm
It
not
was
a math.
17, wasn't it?
It's 14. 14 times 7. And then here you're picking the operation. So let's say 13 minus 16. 21 divided by 7. So what I like to do is I like to put the kids into breakout rooms so they're in smaller groups and then they can solve the problem. And I just hop into the breakout rooms to help them. If you have in person, then they can just all crowd around one computer. They don't all have to have a computer to complete this. They can all complete it together. So as you'll see at the bottom here, now I have an operation. So it says, remember the result of the operation for later. So I have 14 minus 7. So when you go back and you've completed all the missions, every single mission is going to give you a number. And then the final mission is actually just a calculator and they type in the numbers. So like I would type in 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, whatever. Oh, I don't know why it's telling me to type in the secret number. Okay. So, and it's shaking like that because I'm getting the answer wrong. And so once you get the answer right, then you're taken back and you get the, oh, good job. You've completed everything. Wonderful. But what you'll notice is that on each of these, like this one, number 4 is really cool. Turn on the projector. They have to click on the power button and it plays a video. So this could be a YouTube video. It could be, you know, maybe you have a link in there to something else that you want them to watch. This is just a Genially video, but this YouTube video pops right up in there into the projector and they can watch it, and then they click on the question to go and answer questions right away. And so you can see here is our gibberish again, wrong, wrong, right answer. And so you would have all of your questions filled in there and they would click and move through and to get the right answers. So you're wondering, okay, yes, that's great, all fine and dandy, Heather, but how do I edit? You said it was easy. So each of these, as you can see this little dotted line around the word, that is going to just be your text box, and you just erase the text and type what you want in there. Now, all of these are already linked, and we know that because there is a little finger icon right here, and if you click on that, that's not true. Click on the rocket here. It'll show the animation as the rocket, and then the finger icon is going to, right here, is going to show you right now, if they click on start, it takes them to a page. So right now, here is the current page, and then I want it to go to this page, which is the mission, so you can see it's already selected. You do have other options where it can take them to a link or a different window, or the little tooltip is that it just pops up and shows them something. But for the breakout rooms, it's already set up and kind of tags them to go to a different page. So you don't have to change any of that. On each of these, again, it's just a text box. You can change introduction. You can give them the why of why you're doing the breakout room. You can add little character faces in here of the different characters that are a part of this mission. Each of these here, this is a little icon. So let's say you didn't want to do a math icon, you wanted to do something else. That's where all of these elements over here on the left come in. So you can have an image and you can just drag one of these images over there. You can click on resources and here are all these different icons. And so let's say I want to do a, I don't know, a star instead of, or let's say a globe instead. So I just click on the globe and it adds it in here right there. Okay. Right now it's black and all of these are colored white. So I can click on this black box and just choose white and it changes the color. And you can see that this one, because this little finger right here is already blue, it's showing that it's already linked. And so remember, every time I click on this little finger, I have to make sure I send it to the right page. So what I would suggest is if you're going to change out the icons and go all fancy, you can click, I would keep the icons the first time you do this, but if you're changing it out, what I would suggest is keep this one, don't delete it yet, and just copy exactly what these two things look like. So I'm clicking on the finger and saying, okay, I have to send it to the mission 1 page. So I'm going to click on this one, click on the finger, I'm going to go to the page, and I'm going to send it to mission 1 and save it. And then I'm going to click on this one and choose the little rocket or asteroid, however. So I have entrance, I have freeze here, fade in, and I'm kind of looking at what this looks like. So when I go to this and click on it, on the little asteroid, entrance, this one, I'm doing fade in, 2 seconds, okay. So now I can delete this and I can move this one in and no problem. Now they look exactly the same and it won't mess it up. So I just, like I mentioned before where I have split screen, it's kind of like that. I'm like keeping the old before I delete it and add the new one in so I can just make sure they look exactly the same. But everything else is set up in there for you. So you just go to each page and you can change out what's on there. Every single one of these has a little clickable link. Whoop. So you can just see how it's in there, or you can just maybe make this a math one and change out what the problems look like and just change out the text box to make it easy for the first time around. Okay, so as I mentioned before, I have this here created for you. So I have this bit.ly link for you to view it. So I'm going to show you what that, I'm going to give you the link, but I'm going to show you what it looks like so you can refer to it later. Why I'm not typing, there we go. So it's just bit.ly NEISD Gamify, or Gamify, however you want to say that. Oh, that's where I was typing. I thought I was typing in the chat. I was typing there. Okay, so once you click on this, I'll click on it to show you what that looks like. It's going to give you this preview image. So each of these, the overview is going to give you all of the things that I covered in the first couple of slides. And then here are the Genially, and you can click on each folder and see what's inside and say, okay, the breakout templates, these little icons, they're all linked for you, so they're ready to go. Then you have Nearpod, so you can, here's that time to climb. So you can click, any of these are clickable, so you can go and watch, view videos of what it is, come back to it, all that good stuff. So you can kind of keep that for your pocket for later, so you can refer back to it, and if you have any questions, or share with your team. Okay, so we are at time, but I am happy to answer any questions. Just let me know. I'm so happy that you guys were here this morning. So I wasn't by myself. It's great to have people here. So please, I'll give you some time, ask questions, ask away. I'm ready.
I just want to say thank you. This was great.
Oh, great. Thanks. Thanks so much. I'm glad you guys got stuff out of it. Hopefully you find, and please don't feel like you have to do all of those that I talked about. Just find one that kind of stuck out to you that you're ready to go with. So, but thank you. And I think the next session starts at 10. So I'm so glad you guys liked it. Thank you so much. Oh, no, don't leave yet. I have to give you guys a form. Ooh, I'm gonna get my hand slapped. No, just kidding. No, I'm like, I have to give you guys this form before you leave. Okay. There. Oh, I typed in the. All right. So this is just a feedback form. If you'll just fill that out, it'll be perfect. And thank you guys again so much. It was just wonderful having you here.
Thank you, Heather.